Alright, wonderful wenches. Welcome back to Practicing Portraits, an artwod roadmap. I know I just referred to a blank page, but what is artwod? The best draftsmanship platform in the world. I'm not a shill. I am a shill. Fuck, I'm a shill. I'm a dick writer, but I'm not affiliated. How good are they? Well, they taught me to draw to this level. And I've been drawing for 3 years and 5 months. I started doing them 2 years ago. This intro's gone to shit. But who am I? I'm Viggy. I aim to prove anybody can draw by cataloging the vast majority of my 5 days a week, roughly 5 to 6 days a week, 1 hour practice sessions, right? So yeah, draw along with me, right? Because all that matters is the sheer effort that we put in. So come on, let's put some effort in. Draw along with me. Body doubling. I need that retention, please. Right? So what am I doing? Well, I'm following the artwod portrait roadmap, right? Artwod portrait roadmap. I forgot to mention that. My goddamn intros are going all over the goddamn. Say it one more time. Goddamn. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, they're going all over the place. And I was actually just right before I started recording, i.e. practicing, I just didn't feel like drawing. I just didn't feel like drawing because I tried visualizing what I always visualize, and I was like, fuck, I can't see it today, right? And I was like, okay. So that's the reality, and that's what we just have to keep pushing towards. But what are we doing? We're looking at a portrait, we're putting a box over that portrait, we're putting a sphere inside that box, we're putting center lines inside that sphere inside the box, and then we're trying to calculate the center line of each visible plane, as well as the ellipse of each visual plane, and then projecting it outward to the sphere itself. If that sounds extremely complicated, it is, because I'm trying to project 3 layers of perspective, while also doing roughly in total 23 calculations. So what does that tell you? Art is a working memory skill, all right? The equation is perseverance plus effort plus time plus rest. Okay, that is the equation to learning any skill. Okay, directionally correct effort as well, because there are correct things to practice. But anyways, what do I have to? Oh, yeah, I have a couple things to talk about today, which I always do. It's usually the same shit, right? And I'll also be narrating what I'm doing, right, while I'm talking. Right now, I've already started visualizing the sphere. The biggest thing, which is a perfect circle, right? The biggest thing I noted over the last few hours is like I was zooming in too much. Because this is a bottom angle, right? So I was trying to visualize the bottom plane and then how the sphere attached to it. But right now, I've already noticed that this is literally better, the zoom out that I'm doing right now, because once I started trying to visualize this bottom plane, immediately my eyes specifically go here, and this entire thing is lost, right? So we need to do the inverse, and this is just for art in general, we need to see, visualize, and calculate the entire big picture and everything and all the little details involved in that big picture, whilst ensuring that we are consistently trying to practice the skill of a holistic visualization that encompasses the entirety of what we're trying to draw. Right? In this case, the sphere inside the box, and the center lines inside the sphere inside the box, and then all the 18 plus calculations that are occurring within that, right? So, oh fuck, my girlfriend's calling me. I'm sorry, my love, I cannot respond. I'm in the middle of an intensive drawing session, i.e. talking to myself. But I've already started drawing, by the way. I hope this, I've been insinuating, but I hope it's very clear that I've already started drawing, and it's extremely taxing on the mind, because, again, the second I started ghosting this, immediately my mind, my poor habit, which I have realized now, of zooming in, took over. So now I need to practice visualizing, right? Again, it's like a practice of zooming out. I need to practice essentially establishing, that's what I meant to say, the overall sphere while calculating the side plane and the box that is encompassing it, right? Yeah, that makes sense. So again, I've already been drawing in my mind, and I'm narrating while I'm drawing, which is a very difficult skill, right? Again, 2 parallel lines of thought. One is 23 calculations, taxing my working memory, intensive spatial reasoning. The other is explaining that, right? So my brain is firing on all fucking ends, bro. That's neuroscience right there. But let's get started. I mean, let's actually make a mark so I can establish the proportion, because I have to ensure that the proportion and placement of what I'm drawing is accurate too. But again, I've been slowly trying to get this down. So I do believe the side plane of this woman's head is... Oh yes, I forgot. I haven't been a failed racist for all races yet. I haven't been making fun of white people enough, right? Unfortunately, the only jokes I can think about when it comes to white people is the fact that they themselves are racist, right? Isn't that like the meme? Oh, white people racist, white people bad. So, and I'm sure some redneck watching this was like, yeehaw, he understands, right? So I'm gonna fuck my sister now. Oh, that's not even a good white accent. Yeehaw, I'm a fuck. It's not working. And it's always cringe when I have to listen to this, so I'm just gonna not try. For now. I dare say for now. That should be better, yeah. Anyways. Okay, see, I completely lost it, because again, I'm fucking memeing while I'm trying to spatially reason, which in turn should help the Harvard scientists 30 years from now be like, interesting. So this is how a human diffuses tension and stress while they're trying to do something extremely cognitively demanding. Because art is cognitively demanding, right? Art is not a wishy-washy skill. No skill is a wishy-washy skill. It's really what separates those who understand what the skill requires versus those who think they understand what the skill requires. And I'm going to prove to you that vast majority of you don't even think, let alone understand. Bars, absolute bars. But I think that's a bit more accurate, right? And okay, so I need to, again, every time I look at the portrait, my visualization here is being completely butt fucked, right? Like, it's just disappearing consistently. I lose those 23 calculations, I lose the entire box, I lose the sphere, and then the other skill is to essentially reconstruct it, superimpose it back onto the page in the exact same place, right? And ensure that its proportion, size, and location is exactly as it was before, right? Which is all skills at the end of the day. So I do believe I have a better understanding of where this woman's head. Oh yeah, she's white, so I was gonna make a racist joke. I can't think of anything apart from, like, there's like shit skin for brown people or black people right now, that we have to say cum skin for white people. I think cum skin is, it rolls off the tongue very nicely, right? What is it that Kakyo in it? With the fucking ball, Jojo, right? But either way, this, and again, like, while I'm drawing this, I'm zoom, because this is like, my brain is essentially trying to zoom out, but this is a really difficult skill because I have to zoom out and still zoom in and draw a decent line. Holy shit, that was really difficult, but now I know what it takes. See, I've just sort of updated my own internal understanding of, like, I have to zoom out and see the entire sphere, and then zoom in and see, and also zoom in at the same time and ensure my motor skills and the details that I'm drawing are consistent. Holy fuck. But I actually think I'm starting to understand the level of fidelity that I need to be visualizing at. And while I'm doing this, I've completely lost, like, the center lines for the sphere and all the little calculations, right? Because I've only been focusing on the box and the sphere, right? And this was actually too large. That was too large, but now I fixed it, because now this sphere should be relatively a perfect circle, right? Relatively, I believe, should be relatively a perfect circle. I don't know if it is, actually. Let's see, because again, I have to zoom out. You can see this angle, in general, ghosting or making the line, I really struggle with anything to do with this angle when it comes to a smooth, I guess every angle, because clearly my hand's fucked. When it comes to making a smooth mark, right? Or like motor, right? Fucking, what the fuck am I saying? Motor pathway, I guess, whatever the fuck, right? But I'm struggling bare, fam. I'm struggling bare. And again, while I'm trying to make this mark, I have to zoom out again. I have to be like, okay, zoom out, try to see the entire sphere, and then while I'm zooming in and making the mark, and it's really difficult, my brain. And this is another skill I have to add now. This is literally another skill I have to add to the fucking other 23 calculations that I'm already doing, right? And I'll tell you exactly where I'm getting the 23 calculations from, of course, once I'm done drawing this, because then I'll actually add it over the box, and then likely you'll be like, oh, that's really fucking hard. Oh, it's very difficult. And I'm here to tell you, you can do it over time, right? If you're already struggling with line, you're not gonna be able to do this because you're working memory, because again, it's a working memory skill. Acetylcholine is being used for focus, right? Glucose is being used for energy, and those are working in this slightly diverging, right? And if you can see that, that means your eye you have the ability to improve that, right? Your eye, like, these two are also slightly diverging by like a millimeter. It's all millimeter fucking divergences, right? But again, I have to zoom out while I draw this to still see everything. And again, I'm like starting to calculate everything. Okay, now I know that I did not need to extend this side, right? Because again, that's way too big. Something like this would have been better when it comes to making that, or actually, if I did extend it, this needed to be higher up, right? Like, that would have resulted in a much more consistent, perfect circle, I believe. Maybe even bigger or larger in this plane, right? Taller in that plane than I visualized. But fucking bare mistakes, or maybe this shouldn't have been as wide. There's a lot of things that could have happened, right? Like, could have increased the size of this, could have decreased the width of this, or could have decreased the width of this front-facing plane, right? But now we calculate the center line, right? And I have to see that while I calculate it, right? And again, while I draw these tiny detail, what the fuck am I saying? Details, I have to zoom out and still see constantly the calculations and the sphere and the center line and everything, right? Again, like while I'm calculating this, I have to see the sphere. And while I tried that, it was very difficult. So I have to, again, try that again, right? These are the mistakes I keep making, by the way. I've already made over 100 mistakes in my mind and on the page, but especially in my mind, because it's the thinking that I'm making the mistakes and, right, the attempts to constantly calculate and visualize. It's my working memory that is suffering, if you're going to say that, like quote unquote suffering, right? But if you're not extremely uncomfortable while you're practicing, you're not practicing, you're just doodling, right? And this just comes down to, like, if you want to be great, you will put in the effort that you believe greatness requires, right? And right now, again, none of you will give a shit nor believe me, or you have to create the fucking hero's journey in your mind. That's what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if everybody's like, woo, right? It's very possible that everybody's like, actually, we don't doubt you at all. We genuinely think you got this. Your practice is actually very appropriate for the level of effort that you're putting in, right? Go Viggy, go Viggy. It's very possible the vast majority of people are thinking that, but that doesn't fuel my goddamn rage boner. God damn it. I don't know why I said goddamn twice. I was thinking of a different word. Gosh darn it. But see, okay, see, that line is horrible. And while I've been doing all this, I haven't been able to see the entirety of the sphere or the box at all. And now we know this, like, well, we always know, or at least I always know, but this is definitely like not a perfect sphere inside of it, right? So we have to think, how much taller does this have to get, right? This is a manlet box right now. We have to make this shit a tall fag. Let's go. All right. Yeah, see, there you go. Now that is what I had to increase it to. So I need to be aware of these ratios, specifically in this perspective or just in general when I'm creating these boxes, right? Because a perfect sphere does have to fit inside of it. And this does have to be a perfect box in perspective, right? So I'm going to rest my brain because gap effects are also very important. So please rest your brain as well. Again, I want to keep reminding you that the directionally correct effort you put towards your lines, the visualization of the lines, the visualization of whatever perspective skill that you're currently working on, whether it be just the horizon line and one fucking vanishing point, or multiple, or like, more intense form combinations, or whatever the fuck, it's the constant cognitive calculations and effort you're putting in towards your working memory, right? Like constantly trying to push the limits of your working memory. That is what is going to result in progress, right? But already I feel a lot better in just being able to think about it more holistically. That doesn't mean the output is the same, but the input has changed or altered slightly, right? Still involving a shit ton of effort towards taxing my working memory and calculating a bunch. But like, yeah, the output will not change. It's a delayed effect. What the fuck am I trying to say, bro? Oh, whatever. Anyways, rest your brain. Hopefully that made sense. All right, wonderful. That was a quick gooning session. I'm back now, right? You didn't hear it because I turned my noise cancellation on. I forgot what it was called. I'm like mic muting thing? No, noise cancellation. But anyways, again, back to calculating. Another thing is, like, I need to really focus on getting this ellipse and then from this plane and then projecting it outward to the center line of my sphere, right? That's something I struggle with drastically. Might as well just extend this if we're doing this because that will help my mind as well, right? But yeah, like, it's all skills at the end of the day. And again, it's been fucking 13 minutes and all you've seen me is draw a box. Which is why I keep explaining what I'm doing, right? Because, might as well just extend this all the way. Because I think another thing about learning is, like, it's good to correct your mistakes. Your brain learns that faster as well. And again, while I'm drawing these lines, I'm trying to still see the box properly. Like, there you go. Now that's a much more perfect sphere, right? But that's another, oh fuck, that means the center line is off too. God damn it. That means the fucking center line is off. Okay, we have to correct the center line. There you go. Okay. I know this looks fucked. Just pretend like that isn't there. And obviously this is fucking off too. It's slightly diverging. God damn it. Okay, I fucked a lot of things up. But either way, that's why I keep explaining what I'm thinking rather than just telling you that I'm struggling. You need to understand what I'm struggling with, and you need to understand that it's replicable, right? Like, the entire process is replicable, right? That's the biggest thing. That's the whole point is what of this whole channel is to prove anybody can draw, but you can't just prove it by doing it because people are dipshits, myself included, right? We need very clear explanation. So again, while I'm drawing this, I'm zooming out, I'm trying to think about the sphere, the box, right? The box has already been given to me, but I'm trying to think about the sphere, and it's very difficult because while I'm drawing these more fine details, the calculations are essentially diminishing. So every time I look at this, I just have to keep reconstructing the calculations, right? Like I just have to keep reconstructing the calculations. That's like one of the biggest things, right? But apart from that, you know, what calculations have I been losing? Well, I've been consistently losing the sphere holistically. I've been consistently losing the center lines for the contour of the sphere. I've been consistently losing these calculations, this diagonal, this diagonal, this diagonal, this diagonal, this diagonal, that diagonal, right? I've been consistently losing those, right? But that's the thing, like, I'm also consistently trying to not lose them, right? Like, I'm also consistently trying to ensure that and the thing is, like, you have to understand, like, every time I look at the reference, I lose it as well. Like, every time I look at the reference, I lose it as well. And I'm in the practice of trying to be holistic in terms of zooming out and calculating, right? Holistically zooming out, calculating, seeing through the form, right? Very difficult, extremely difficult to do. And right now I'm really taxing my brain, especially when it comes to seeing the sphere and the center lines, right? Like, that is what I'm really trying to focus on right now while ensuring that it stays within the box, right? And again, like, when I add these tiny details, look, my eyes are immediately zooming in on the tiny details. I need to zoom the fuck out and still see the sphere while I'm drawing. Oh my god, that's so fucking difficult, bro. My brain is dying. Holy shit. I barely even saw it too. I just zoomed out and then I saw nothing because my brain was trying to calculate. But again, working memory. I'm only able to, and you're only able to hold fucking what, 5 to 7 chunks of information in your brain at a time, right? So that's why I'm pushing the fuck out of that, right? That's why we're literally just absolutely pushing this shit out of that, right? And that's how you get better. That's literally just how you get better. I don't know if, I'm trying to think if I even did the right box anymore. But maybe I did, maybe, I think it looks okay, right? But either way, I have to keep calculating. That's the main thing. And what am I calculating right now? I'm still trying to see this ellipse that is going, there you go, through the center line. And same with this one, right? Of the sphere specifically. Right, and while I'm doing that, you know, these tiny features that I draw make a huge difference. And again, I keep looking away from what I'm drawing as well because I need to ensure that I actually try to retain some semblance of proportional accuracy, right? But yeah, I hope me explaining everything in as much detail as I can does make a difference, right? Because constant calculations. And again, it's for you, it's whatever you are currently calculating. I'm not telling you to calculate this, but you will most likely get to this point when you get to portraiture if you really want to push your spatial reasoning, right? And I would honestly advocate for employing the mindset that it's not about getting the skill, it's about becoming the type of person who's capable of putting in the effort, right? The effort to get the skill. Right, so those are it's a bit of a distinction to make where, like, it's not about me trying to become a good artist, it's about me becoming the type of person who can put in the effort to become a good artist, because the effort transcends, right? Like, it goes beyond just learning the skill. It goes to learning as well. What we're practicing here is actually the practice of metacognition, thinking how to think, learning how to learn, right? And again, explaining this helps quite a bit. So now we've done the easy part, right? Which is just calculating, but then putting the box. So the box and, like, putting the features and all that shit on it is technically the easy part. And again, like, while I'm doing this, I need to slow the fuck down and, like, really see everything that I'm drawing. And again, that's the thing, like, what I need to do is I need to keep my visual, my seeing zone. I don't know the exact appropriate terminology for this, but I need to keep my vision holistically zoomed out at this scale and all the calculations occurring here, and not move my eye to here while I draw those details, while being acutely aware and maybe looking at it for reference, like, or just to put my pen placement correctly, while being acutely aware of the placement and, like, the spacing. And you see I wasn't, because that was too close. These lines were too close together. But personally, that's also a skill I want to practice, and because I'm enamored by it. Again, anything that makes me a better draftsman, right? A little bit of a lisp spinal that I have, right? So now here comes the actual difficult part, which is we visualize this fuckery. But let me make it very clear what I am visualizing, just in case you're not aware of what I'm trying to visualize. Sorry, not even what I'm visualizing. This is what I'm trying to visualize. Okay. Like this is what I mean when I say the center lines. Okay, like this is literally. Also, and you can see I fucked up the center line here, right? Because I was trying to zoom out while doing it. So that's just the plane, right? That's just the things I'm trying to visualize in the plane. And then for the box itself, trying to visualize a perfect sphere. And you can see now that wasn't even that much of a perfect sphere. There's still a lot of things that could have been better, right? But trying is the operative word, right? Trying to visualize a sphere inside of it. And then utilizing this center, right, of this bottom plane, I am now also visualizing an ellipse. I'm trying to visualize an ellipse. I'm trying to visualize an ellipse that has the correct minor axis, right? Same thing here. And this one I barely see because I've been so focused on the actual center line, but trying to visualize this ellipse, right? And you can see I actually didn't even draw that correctly. But yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is like I'm trying to visualize this shit. Right? And then I'm trying to project these ellipses outward onto the contour of the sphere itself. Like that. Right? Like we're trying to get that down. You know, same thing here. So hopefully this gives you like a, oh, what the fuck moment. Not because I'm trying to be like, look at me, I'm such a hard ass, I'm visualizing all these things, but hopefully it tells you the extent of which I'm trying to calculate everything in my mind and the level of draftsmanship I'm aspiring to achieve, right? Because again, right now people be like, why the fuck is he going so far? Because I'm not trying to be a normal guy. I'm trying to be the best guy. Right? So I'm just trying to literally, like my whole goal is just push the extent of my mind. How far can I actually go? Right? Literally just push the fucking absolute extent of my mind, right? And not just with this, for everything I'm gonna do in art, just like push the absolute extent. Because once you realize that drawing is a thinking skill, and then once you realize that it's all about line, form, and perspective, it's just simple shapes, and everything, lighting, values, composition, everything is just adding on top of that, which I will address, of course, right? But this decade is going to be my foundational decade, and whether those things are addressed in this decade or whether they're addressed in the next decade, it doesn't matter because I'm thinking in decades, right? And I'm trying to make a fucking foundation that actually makes sense. So that's why I will implore you again, do the fucking hard work always. Not now, because people will say, do it now and relax later. No, always just do the fucking difficult thing. Like my brain is struggling a lot right now, really struggling a lot to see the entire sphere. But the point is I'm ghosting. And again, because at this point, my brain just wants to focus on this side plane. That's all I'm trying to focus on. But then there's this plane, there's the entire thing. So I need to keep holistically zooming outward, right? And again, while I draw here, whatever I draw here, I need to refer to the side plane, which needs to refer to the sphere that is encompassed inside the box itself, right? Like my brain's really fucking just tired right now. It's genuinely feeling a lot of fatigue, but that's good because that's where the calculations occur. And that's where greatness is born. Oh, he's so deep, he's so deep. Greatness is born, greatness. Anyways, and while I made that line, I was already still trying to calculate. I'm still just constantly trying to calculate, by the way, right? Like nothing is changing. Nothing. It's just constant calculations. And while I did that, I did lose the overall perspective, and I probably have lost it still. But now that I made this line, I've committed to a specific trajectory in terms of the orientation and the box itself, right? So I still have to ensure, and again, while I draw this, that's the whole point, is like while you draw these small details, never lose the big details, never lose the big details, because that is actually what's going to create, that's literally what's going to create what you're trying to create, which is the drawing, right? Which is the spatial reasoning, which is the engine, right? Like, and it's possible. It's extremely possible. Because now I have a frame of reference. I literally have a frame of reference here, right? And I can use this frame of reference. And again, what am I thinking about? Well, I'm thinking about the box, right? I'm thinking about the box, the sphere inside the box. I'm really trying to holistically think about where this is placed in the sphere no matter what. Like, no matter what, I'm trying to think about where this is placed in the sphere, right? Because once I can see through my form, right? Once I can see through my form and I can see the edges of which it essentially curves along, right? And I can see the box in which those edges reside in, and then I can see the sphere in which that, which is inside that box. It's just like a constant feedback loop of calculations, constant. And just, I feel as if, like today, finally, just that little perspective shift shift, right? It's fucking helping me. What's it called? Like actually visualize this more consistently. Because again, my biggest issue was zooming in too much. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're zooming in too much, catch yourself. I think that's the biggest, because a lot of it is like you can be doing the right things. You can actually be doing a lot of the right things in terms of the spatial reasoning, the calculations, the line work. But zooming in, right? And again, while I'm talking, I'm thinking, by the way, like I'm literally constantly trying to see that. But zooming in can be, I think, definitively, like from all my fucking years of experience now, which is weird to say that I have years of experience, but from all like the fucking hundreds of hours of experience, I'll say it that way, right? From the fucking 9,000, Jesus Christ, almost 1,900 hours of experience that I have, I can say with certainty that zooming in is probably the biggest fucking mistake, or like the biggest thing we have to constantly keep reminding ourselves of, right? And again, I'm not, I'm privy to this, right? Like I'm subject to this fucking habit as well, which is what I'm trying to tell, I just showcase and tell you. And you can see again, I actually fucked up this angle as well. Because look, I didn't transfer the box appropriately. Look at this angle, right? And then look what I did, right? So, but now I have to commit to that. That's what I meant. Like I've committed, and I just have to commit. And I created way more of an upward angle, right? Unless I decide right now that this angle is actually just this point in the side plane. And I don't know why I'm talking like that side plane. Jesus Christ, this point in the side plane, and this is actually the calculation that's occurring. So if I were to reflect it back over here, then this is the calculation that'd be occurring. And then that way I can make the diagonal consistent. We could do that too. I think I actually will do that, right? I think I actually will do that completely. And in order to cement it, we need to, let's see, we need to do something like this. There you go. I'm not saying this is like what you need to do specifically, but I'm saying like this is what I'm gonna try to do in order to make it something that's showcasing that, hey, like these are angles that have been chosen, right? And I'm losing it. I'm fucking losing the goddamn ever-living shit out of the entire sphere. Because again, drawing these tiny details is fucking me. Bro, it's fucking me up the bum in terms of like analyzing and understanding the entirety of the perspective. But that's where there you go. That's where you have to just I can't fucking think right now, Jesus Christ. That's where you just have to calculate. That's why you have to calculate and zoom out, But now, again, evidently my working memory is taxed. So what do? Take a break, rest your brain, refresh, come back, rebuild it again. Because our brain excels in reconstructing. Holding is very important. You will have the ability to hold it, but reconstruction is where like we genuinely excel, right? Like create the schema, instantly rebuild, right? So yeah, it's less about how long you can hold it for, even though that is very important, how long you can hold it for, but it's more about how fast can you reconstruct it, because then it's, you know, it's again, just a positive feedback loop. It's like, oh, I can hold it for 5 seconds. Oh, I can reconstruct it in like 2 seconds. So you're constantly in this feedback loop of, okay, you're reconstructing and then you're holding it for a few seconds. And that's basically where I'm at right now, where I can hold it for maybe 2 seconds, but then I can reconstruct it in like a second, right? And through sheer effort, right? Sheer effort in that direction and those calculations, and over time, which is hundreds of hours, right? I hate using the vague, like over time. Artists always say over time you'll get better. Let's put a fucking number on it. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. Thousands and thousands and thousands of intentional repetitions, intentional hours, decades of your life. You will get astronomically, exponentially better. But if we even want to say near term, and this is how I define near term, in 5 years, in fucking 2,000 hours, you will be exponentially better. How about that? Even then, okay? Hopefully that helps, right? But yeah, stop thinking short term. Seriously, Jesus. Oh, I should be a motivational speaker. Anyways, rest your brain. All right, cool. We are back. And immediately I'm trying to reconstruct the sphere and the box and everything inside of it. And I'm trying to, what am I trying to see now? I'm trying to see this center line, and the follow through of that, and then I'm trying to see the the curve for the contour. I'm trying to see all that right now, and then I'm trying to project it outward to the left, and I'm also trying to see that as well, and I'm trying to make sure that my center line is still consistent, right? Still consistent, still consistent. I'm trying to make sure my perspective is being followed here, right? Again, we're trying to follow the perspective, right? And see, I immediately zoomed in because it's a habit, right? It's a really fucking bad habit. What I'm quantifying, I'm personally stating to myself, hey, bad habit. You don't want to do that. So I need to zoom out. I need to zoom out. I need to zoom the fuck out while I still, like, I need to zoom out and zoom in at the same time. What kind of fuckery is this, right? To zoom out and zoom in at the same time in order to establish the perspective, right? Very, very difficult. It feels as if that was incorrect, but it's okay. Yeah, see, that's much better. But either way, we need to just keep zooming out. And then over here now, I need to see the perspective because I'm really struggling to zoom out right now, but this is what I need. We need to constantly be zoomed out. And you'll see, like, this is just my basic design language that I do. Why? Because creativity and designing and ideation is a different part of the brain, which my brain is actually borrowing resources from in order to address the current problem, which is working memory being taxed. You know, cognitive effort being purely siphoned to working memory, right? So that's another thing you need to understand is, like, other things will suffer when your brain buffers bars and contextually appropriate. I'm a genius. But either way, right? Either way, and let's see, that was okay, right? I got the I'm still trying to get the sphere down in the correct orientation, and because I'm looking at this, it's an obstruction to the actual perspective, which is a mistake I made because obviously it was too subtle. So again, these are mistakes that I have to account for. Like, I have to account for this, right? So woof. Oh boy. Oh, see, my brain is... See, I need to take a step back. Okay, now we have to reconstruct it again. And again, immediately my brain goes to the bottom plane and then just only fixates on that because that's the habit I've been building, which is trying to calculate that. But no, we need to think about it holistically and also zoom out, right? Think about it holistically because again, I've been establishing, and I need to think about the contour as well, right? I've been establishing all the contours and everything. So that is where my brain needs to be. Right? And then I'm gonna do something like this, and this is gonna establish the end of the sphere, right? Whether it's correct or not, it doesn't matter anymore. I've established the end of the sphere, right? And was that the center? Probably not. I'm actually having an extremely difficult time calculating it because my brain keeps going to this, my eyes keep focusing on this, so I need to zoom out. To zoom out and be like, okay, how is this being calculated? How is this being calculated? How am I calculating? How is this being calculated, right? And then we just need to, or I just need to, Jesus Christ, think about that. And we're gonna create another cylinder here and it's gonna be very simple right now because my design, ideation, everything is not, oh dude, my brain is hurting so much, right? I just lost everything, by the way. I just lost all the perspective, so I need to zoom out again. But because again, while I'm drawing this, it's very difficult. But my design, the ideation part of my brain, wherever the fuck that is, right? I don't know if it's the parietal lobe, probably some other bullshit. But wherever that is, it is focused on spatially reasoning, right? And seeing this fuckery. This is what I'm trying to see at all times, by the way. Like, that fuckery is what I'm trying to see at all times, right? And I'm trying to calculate as well what's happening. And again, because my vision keeps going there, I need to zoom out. You just zoom out, and you zoom out and see the entire thing. Right? Just see the forest for the trees, or miss the forest for the trees, or miss the trees for the forest. I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ. But we need to... There you go. That should be the sphere. It should be like right around there. Yeah, okay. And then I need to think about this cylinder going out here. So I want to keep reinforcing to you as well that you are definitely on the right path because it's cope, right? If I don't tell people they're on the right path, which is basically my path, which is basically the path that people much smarter than me, then how will I get them to buy in and become parasocial? How? Tell me how. How am I supposed to increase the likelihood that people listen to me if I don't keep validating them, even if they're on the completely wrong path? Please explain. But no, you're not on the wrong path. You're absolutely on the fucking right path, right? Don't let any dipshit ever tell you otherwise, including me, right? So who do you listen to? I don't know. I just confuse myself. But either way, I need to zoom out. I need to zoom out. Okay, see, like I'm getting better at the skill of not being fixated on any one line. And it's like I have to not fixate on any line while understanding the placement within this fuckery that it exists in, and while consistently trying to visualize that fuckery, and then contextually thinking about the calculation that's relevant for the next step I'm going to take while thinking about the overall fuckery. Does that make sense? Right? So it's a lot of trying to hold different things at the same time while calculating the things within that thing. Yeah. Hopefully that made even a little fucking iota of sense. But let's see. Again, this is the box I have to put this in. So again, I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, I'm trying to see. And then I cheated a little bit there. I looked at that diagonal. God damn it. I'm a fucking fraud. I'm a fraud. Okay, I looked there again, but I need to stop looking there, and I need to do it like, yeah, I need to stop looking there. I need to calculate it myself, right? And whether this calculation is incorrect or not, I'm going to do it either way, right? But first, let me take a selfie. Let me, okay, so I'm losing all the boxes. I'm trying to calculate too many things at once, right? I'm trying to calculate this center line, so I need to see that as well, right? And I need to make sure that it's also appropriately placed where this is. So this, if we look at this, it's zoomed out. Hold up, like if we look at this and then calculate over here, so it's same thing. Okay, and then now we have to follow the ellipse, right? The contour of the sphere. Contour of the sphere. Okay, so I'm zooming in a bit too much. My brain is really fucking taxed. Again, this is the feeling that you want. My brain is extremely fucking taxed right now, trying to calculate everything while also trying to zoom out and hold it all together, right? Holy shit, I love this feeling. Oh my god, this is like a nut-worthy experience, right? I jizz. Let's see, and then let me just draw a little, just little cylinders. Again, this is like super basic designs, but it's better to keep it simple right now while my brain is extremely taxed, right? Then try to increase the complexity and then pay the actual tax of inadequacy when it comes to form and spatial reasoning, right? Because that is going to be the actual tax. And see, my lines will start to suffer as well because my brain is super zoomed in. So I need to zoom out. I'm going to rest my brain again, and I encourage you to do so as well, right? Holy shit, that felt amazing. Okay, yeah, rest your brain. All right, wonderful. So I want to clarify what felt amazing, how fucking difficult that was. That's what felt amazing, okay? And that's what we're training ourselves to consistently remind ourselves is like, that's how you learn better, is when you feel good about mistakes, right? Because what we're doing is quote unquote attaching dopamine to errors, i.e. just however you want to feel fucking good, you feel good, right? But the main thing is the fact that we are like, or I am, and you are hopefully as well, because you're pushing the absolute extent of your cognitive load, right? Not your physical load, you can save that for the toilet, but the cognitive load, right? Because you're pushing that a shit ton, what you are experiencing is output regression, right? Let me say that again. You're experiencing output regression. Now, what is output regression? Well, first, it's this fucking horrendous design that is being created because I'm trying to calculate everything at once. And again, my brain keeps wanting to only calculate the bottom of this, so I gotta keep zooming out. And there you go. But output regression is basically when your brain, your working memory, whatever skill you're building, but especially your working memory, is taxed and you're trying to calculate all these things, you are going to experience a worse output, even though, and you'll be like, what the fuck, why? Even though your inputs are all extremely high. Right? Like, even though you're genuinely trying an absolute fuck ton to improve your input, your output, what you're actually doing is going to feel very, very, very mediocre, right? And this is actually where you want to be. Like, that is actually where you want to be. That is actually what you want to experience, because it's a signal. It's a signal that you're alive, man. No, it's a signal that you're doing the right thing, okay? It's a signal that you're actually on the path towards learning, right? You want to be experiencing this constantly, okay? That's like the main thing, is like you want to be, and again, I'm zooming in right now because I'm trying to design, because again, my brain can't design right now. It's too focused on this fuckery, all right? I don't even have to explain it anymore, because if you look at that, you can tell there's a lot of shit that I'm trying to fucking calculate in my mind, right? Mainly just trying to keep this damn sphere as consistent as possible. But either way, see, like, okay, maybe we'll just do something like this. We'll just keep it super simple, right? And that doesn't look too bad. That genuinely doesn't look too bad, right? Because I keep losing the box. I'm trying to do something here as well, right? But anyways, yeah, like, see, I'm experiencing extreme output regression right now. So you have to take a step back, because once you push it just a decent amount, let's say like for an extra 30-40% past that duration of discomfort, you take a step back, and then you try to rebuild it again, right? And immediately my brain has just got that little moment to refresh, right? So that is how it works. If you don't believe me, just believe the goddamn science. Fucking Jesus Christ, bruh. Just Jesus. Okay, and then if that is what's happening here, right? I'm just trying to create a decent design. Does it look good? Well, probably not, but it's okay. It doesn't have to look good. It just has to be right now. I know, very deep. It doesn't have to look good, man. It just has to be. You just gotta vibe it out, you piece of shit. I say as my brain. Again, I was super zoomed in, so that's an error, right? That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fucking mistake that I just made, is I was too zoomed in, right? And again, I'm just these designs that I'm making, and again, I'm very zoomed in right now, so I need to keep zooming out. I need to keep zooming out and see the entire perspective and see everything. And like, again, it has to be contextually tied to what I'm drawing. What do I mean by that? Like, while I'm drawing this, every line I make, I have to keep reinforcing and zooming out to the actual perspective that I'm visualizing, right? And that is extremely fucking difficult, right? But that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do, you know? And and you really have to take your time, because my biggest issue was the fact that I kept holding myself to this arbitrary standard that, oh no, I have to do at least like 2 repetitions or whatever the fuck, right? Or like 2 of these like form wraps. But it's better to do 1 form wrap that you tried your fucking best to hold to the accuracy that you want to, right? Rather than focusing on the quantity, it's the quality of the effort that you put in, right? Okay, so yeah, let me say that again. It's the quality of the effort you put in, right? It's the quality of the effort you put in. So if you're putting quality effort, you will get quality returns, okay? Over time. How much time? Let's say it again. Let's say it again. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of repetitions. That doesn't mean to see even a fucking minute improvement is going to take thousands of repetitions. But the point of thinking that way is to give yourself a realistic scale and breathing room to make the mistakes that you need to make, right? Like, breathing room is honestly what this is all about. It's like, you want to be able to just make the mistakes that you're trying to make without having to feel as if each fucking repetition is the end all be all. It's like, no, each repetition is just as much fucking effort as you can muster, right? That's it. That's literally it. But either way, let me just finish this off, because this is starting to go to shit. I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is gonna be something like that, right? Yeah, something like that. And again, this is based on the angle. Okay, see, that's not even accurate. There you go. Something like this. And then this has to come down a little bit more because I fucked that up, because I'm zoomed in. I'm very zoomed in. So I need to zoom out again. I need to zoom out. I need to zoom in and zoom out. It's so fucked. Right? There you go. Something like that. Oh, the lines are so abysmal. But that's normal, because again, output regression, right? Energy is being borrowed from other parts of the brain that would... Oh, also, like, you can see this is actually off. completely. It's supposed to be smaller, right? So I fucked that up too. But yeah, energy is being borrowed. Energy is being borrowed. And I feel as if like I'm finally like, after 80 hours, I feel like I'm finally putting in effort the right way, right? In terms of like how I need to think about this and visualize this. And again, it comes down to the fact that I'm taking more time. I'm literally taking more time. I'm not trying to rush it. I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to see it appropriately. I'm trying to be respectful to the skill I'm trying to build, right? And that is, I believe, where my biggest returns are occurring, right? And even then, I think that was incorrect. But let me just try to visualize it at the end of the day, right? Try to visualize it. And close this off. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. We'll just, there you go, we'll just close that off like this because it doesn't really matter. I don't really give a shit about it looking like any sort of connection just yet, right? That's fine, you know? And maybe, again, just to keep practicing the act of zooming in while zooming out, I'll just do something like this, right? Not that it means much, but yeah, okay, cool. So, and this was very difficult. And again, like there's a lot of things, there's a lot of other things I would have liked to do, you know, which is, okay, I did actually get it relatively centered, which isn't bad, right? This isn't perfectly centered, but it's relatively centered. Okay, and then I guess this is just going to, because again, it's wrapped around, right? That is the box that we've chosen. You know, it's being projected out. Okay, see, I'm zooming in again. So I need to think about it logically. So, let's see, maybe, oh my god, this is so difficult because that diagonal is fucking with me as well. But let's see. Oh, we can embrace that diagonal, right? And then we'll embrace the other one that goes this way, right? So I need to, again, see that. I need to see that. I need to calculate it. And then I need to, that line was way too thick, finish it off, right? And that looks okay. That looks okay. And again, we'll just have another, holistically zoomed out, another ellipse to reinforce the perspective, right? And even though that's probably inaccurate, that is what we need sometimes. Just constant zooming out. Doesn't even have to be good, because it clearly isn't good. Jesus Christ, bro, so difficult. I love this. Oh my god. So I'm gonna rest my brain again, and then we're gonna keep trying to really fucking push the spatial reasoning. And I do mean we, like whatever your spatial reasoning is, right? The effort is the same, the difficulty is the same. Also, that's jutting out way too much compared to that. You see, like these are the things you notice, right? But again, like I'm already struggling as it is to just hold everything together. So it's normal. It's normal. Fucking just patting myself on the back, be like, oh, you got this, it's okay. But yeah, whatever your spatial reasoning is, whatever your effort is, lean into it. You want to be at the crux of difficulty at all times, okay? And then obviously once you lean into it enough, you know, where you're like output regression, you experience that for at least like a couple minutes, take a step back, utilize the gap effect, rest your brain with me. All right, wonderful. I do want to add another. Yeah, I want to add one more thing that maybe still. Yeah, I can still do it because I didn't close this off yet, right? So I still want to add one more thing. And again, I keep zooming in. My mind keeps going to the bottom of this, so I need to zoom out holistically, right? Put this in the box that it's clearly being put in relatively, right? And then I need to be free, right? I need to think about, because the center line is actually pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie, but we need to think about let's see, so because like this right here, this ellipse, the front facing, like you have to remember that it's still a plane. There's still a plane in here. Like this is the overall size of the front plane, but then in each front plane there are infinitely smaller front planes as well, right? That are essentially going along the contour of this box, right? So what I want is like, I want something here that's going along, because we've done a horizontal, we've done a vertical, and now we need to do, what the fuck is this? Like Z axis? I don't fucking know, bro. Just, it's the goddamn third one. All right, and I need to calculate that. So to calculate that, again, it has to be perfectly, and I keep zooming in because I keep seeing there, because that's where I'm starting, right? But I need to zoom out and be like, okay, something, and it's essentially zoomed out, and I need to think about this front, right? This front right there, and now something like that. Is that accurate? Probably not. Probably not. It's the first time I've done something like this, right? So fucking most definitely probably not. But this is how we learn, you know? And some of you be like, oh no, he fucked up the drawing. Oh God, oh why? Yeah, it's fine. Right? Like, it's fine. That's how we learn, you know? Like, there's literally, fucking up a drawing doesn't exist when your only metric for success is effort. Like, it doesn't exist, okay? There's no such thing as fucking up a drawing when your only metric for success is effort. And that took me a long time to internalize. So I'm just gonna give you that little hack right now, right? And again, I fucked it up too, because like, look, if this was like right here, then this should have been closer to here, because you also have to think about the spacing, right? Actually, no, never mind. It's not that good, but could have been a bit closer, but it's okay. And again, where's this diagonal coming from? It's coming from that, right? Which I've been visualizing consistently. And again, I keep zooming in down there, so I need to zoom out again. I need to visualize the box, I need to keep seeing the box inside the sphere, and then I need to see this, right? And I think, yeah, so you can see it's actually misaligned now. Look how much more diagonal this is. If this is my front plane alignment, this is what I ended up doing for this, right? Maybe it's a bit more exaggerated, but you can see that, yeah, look, another big fucking mistake, you know? And we need to close this off as well, right? And then again, because I'm looking down here, my brain wants to just turn it into like a zoom in moment, but no, we need to zoom out and be like, shut the fuck up. There you go. Look at that. Getting better. Getting better. And yeah, I've only done one form wrap today, but I feel as if I've genuinely been practicing. And again, every time I look here, my brain wants to zoom in, right? It just keeps wanting to zoom in, but I have to keep zooming out and be like, shut the fuck up, you know? However you do it, but I just tell my brain, shut the fuck up. Like, I literally am just like, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't need to be so fucking obsessive over the tiny details, right? And again, oh, okay, so let's see, something like this. All right, we're trying to keep it, okay, so that was incorrect as well. I was trying to keep it to that angle, but I still fucked that up. So that's a good thing, I fucked it up, right? And that is bound to happen when your brain is struggling to the extent that my brain is, you know? And then the next thing is like, okay, like how am I wrapping this around, right? What is actually going on here? Well, let's see. Well, first, why don't we add little cute ellipses to make it, or I guess tiny cylinders. Right? Why don't we add cute little tiny cylinders to make it seem as if it's actually three-dimensional, but I'm struggling a lot to understand what I actually did here, to be honest. But it's okay. Because I'm actually like, this perspective is tripping me out, and you can see I made them fucking uneven. Jesus Christ, whatever, I fucked it up. But yeah, I'm struggling a lot to see what I did here, to be honest. Because I think there are mistakes that have been made, but I need to zoom out. I need to keep zooming out and keep calculating. And this specifically, we can just have it go a little bit. Oh, see, that line was too straight. It was not subtle whatsoever, right? And same thing here, we'll just do something like this, right? And again, dude, like, how does this even make sense? These diagonals, they fuck with me a lot. But maybe something like that, right? If that's going that way, then what way is this going? If that's going this way, this has to be going this way, right? So my brain's really struggling right now, because you have to understand that this is probably what it's gonna be like for you as well, right? Again, we're all gonna process things differently, but every single thing here, while it may be a reinforcer for the perspective, it is also an obstruction for the calculation, right? It is an obstruction for the calculation. So One thing that I'm really struggling with is like, because again, I haven't done many front diagonal jut outs, is trying to understand like, how is this actually wrapping around this form, right? Like, how is this actually wrapping around this form? That's something I struggled with quite a bit. But I think if I were to, it'd be something like that, right? And then we are finishing, let's see, we're finishing our sphere like so, and it's not bad, but you can see this is actually very off center now because I couldn't understand the sphere correctly at all. So that's something I clearly struggle with. Oh, I need to also, we'll just make this like a box. It doesn't need to be anything special, right? But, or maybe like I'll just do something like this. Look, it has a, there you go, it has a little fucking thingy-majiggy, whatever the fuck that is, like a cylinder or whatever the fuck. I actually completely made a mistake. That was, I didn't even know what that was. Oh, that was so difficult. That was so fucking difficult. So now we will point out what I was trying to see. So now we know this was off center, but what I was trying to wrap it like was something like this, right? And again, I need to zoom out while I do this as well, so you understand exactly what I was trying to think about. Right, and this is where my mind kept going, by the way. Like this right here, this is where my mind kept going. Right? Like this is where my mind kept going, but I needed to, okay, see, so we also fucked up that. But, and again, this isn't like a perfect sphere either, right? But this is what I'm trying to see. Like, this is literally what I'm trying to calculate at all times. Right, and again, like I think this, yeah, this definitely is sphere, the sphere is just way too wide, but this is, first it's like this, right, and then I'm trying to put the sphere inside of it. I actually think I messed this up. It should have been a bit closer, because I was trying to see it like that. But this is like the center, this is roughly the center line actually I was seeing. So no, I just fucked up the proportions, but this is roughly the center line. Jesus Christ, how do I keep fucking that up, bro? The center line that I was trying to see, and you look, like I actually got it pretty decent. I did get it pretty decent, right? And then same thing here, I was trying to see all of this constantly, right? And again, while I'm doing this, I'm trying not to fucking zoom in so much, even with my mind right now, because it's hard, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to see that, and then yes, again, the ellipse, the ellipse, the ellipse. I'm trying to see this as well, right? And that was actually pretty okay. Again, I drew it wrong. I keep fucking drawing it wrong, so my examples are horrible. But, like, yeah, that is roughly what I was trying to see. Same thing here, right? Yeah, and then the ellipse over there, following the contour. But that's the fuckery I'm trying to see at all times. Slowly but surely, it's getting better. And yeah, again, like clearly I don't give a shit about the actual drawing, because it's the visualization that matters, not the drawing that matters, to be honest. Like the drawing doesn't fucking matter whatsoever. It's the spatial reasoning engine, the simulation, the 3D perspective skills that you're building. But, oh, it's only been 57 minutes. Is this a short episode? Practice video, right? Is this a short one? Maybe. But yeah, that is what I'm trying to see at all times. Maybe I should have taken a bit longer, but yeah, dude, that's so fucking difficult. And it's actually, you know what? I actually would have gotten this more correct if I got the sphere more correct. If I made the sphere more like this. There you go. See if we did something like that. Like if we brought it down there, because then that would have been more correct. And then this green box would have been down here. And then the center would have been a lot more correct as well. Yeah, because then it would have been exactly center. It would have been right around there. Yeah. So you see, it was actually me. Again, I struggle with finishing the sphere on the other side that is not visible, right? Like same thing here. Yeah, there you go. So actually my sphere was just slightly off. It should have been these lines that is going along. Yeah, there you go. See, that's what made it too wide, because I made it slightly too wide, and that fucked with the center alignment and everything. But you can see, yeah, like I did get it pretty center. Look at that, right? Like that's not bad at all. This, these cylinders are off center, but then this wasn't, this cutout that I made, right? So yeah, fucking very difficult. But you see how the thing is, I really hope people don't look at this and be like, what the fuck, man, this guy's so crazy, right? How is he able to do this, right? Again, I'm just talking to myself. I'm literally alone. Like, I'm going crazy. I have nobody else to talk to. But already I get a little comments like, damn, your practice is insane, I couldn't do this. A, yes, you fucking can. If you did exactly what I did, you'd be able to do it, which is what anybody can do, right? Yeah, I just turned my brain off and listened to people better than me. And that's what you need to do. By the way, when I'm saying that, I don't mean listen to me. Just listen to the words I'm saying. I'm simply the voice, the channel of the skills of the people that I look up to, right? When I say, oh, you have to visualize intensely and you have to think about these calculations and all that shit, right? If you want to be an excellent draftsman, an excellent drawer from imagination, right? Excellent, fucking best of the best. If you look up to the people I look up to, right? Oh, I also forgot about Guarnido. Fuck, what's his name? Juanjo? I don't know if it's Juanjo or Juanjo, but the guy who made Black Sat, I forgot about him. I love his art, right? I don't know if I'm bastardizing the Mexicanus of his name, even though he's most definitely not Mexican, right? But right, the Hispanic nature of his name. But Juanjo Guarnido, right? Amazing fucking artist. Juanjo. But yeah, anyways, the point I'm trying to make is like I just thought of him when I mentioned expert draftsman, right? But the point I'm trying to make is the words I'm saying and the things I'm saying are not reflective of what I believe to be the truth in the sense of like the things I practice. It's simply the fundamental truth of the people who've constantly preached the things that create these skills. And those people, I take their word very seriously because they have these skills. Kim Jong-il, Peter Han, Karl Kopinski, Eliza Ivanova, Sori Kim, what's it called? Fucking Evan Amundsen, Emerson Tung, right? Jae Kwang Park, right? Broken Draw. Broken Draw is such a good drawer. I just chuckled to myself because like anytime I put his name next to Kim Jong-il, he's like, why the fuck are you doing that? Right? Not that we're friends or anything. I would love to be friends. He ignores me every goddamn day. But like in his chat, I've mentioned he's like, bro. But what's it called? Just expert draftsman, right? Like fucking Antonio, right? Like, and the thing is, maybe they aren't saying that you have to calculate to this extent, but Kim Jong-il is. And I'm extremely enamored by him, right? Kim Jong-il fucking took his brain to this level. So what is stopping me and him, apart from sheer directionally correct effort over decades? What is really stopping me, right? It doesn't matter whether I reach it or not. The point is push yourself as far as you fucking can, right? 1 hour of max effort every day means much more when it comes to practicing these skills than fucking 2, 3, 4 hours of dicking around, right? Like genuinely, again, this is deep work. This isn't fuck around work. This is deep, cognitively intensive work that your brain is striving to create efficient synapses for because its working memory is being taxed. It's a working memory equation, all right? It is an effort equation. It is not a talent equation, okay? What else? I was gonna make a stupid joke. I was gonna be like, it is not your diddle, your bumhole equation. It's really good. I've been fucking obsessed with really shit butt jokes as of late. As of late, my guy, this is your entire personality. It's your entire channel. I know, I need to change. But yeah, it is not a talent equation. It is a sheer directionally correct effort over years and years and years equation, all right? And if you don't believe me, just wait. Wait those years, right? Because while you wait, I'll be fucking consistently practicing. I'll be playing the long game. Right? You can play the short game. Anybody listening who's like, this is fuck, I don't give a shit about this. Cool, play the short game. I don't give a fuck. Right? Good for you. You are free to do that. But if you genuinely believe or you want to believe that you can put this effort in and you can change, here is your validation that yeah, look, like you can, right? You 100% can, right? And you can keep doing it and you can keep fucking up. Like permission to fail forever, because that is the goal, to fail and then learn, to fail and then learn, to keep recognizing your failures, you know, attaching dopamine to it, again, all that shit, growth mindset, learning efficiently, gap effects, all that stuff. I'm just going in a fucking loop, but yeah, this is not crazy is the point I was trying to fucking make. This isn't crazy. Clearly we're capable of it, because if I'm capable of it and you've seen my progress now, if you click on my channel, 400 plus hours of practice and everything is playlisted. I've even made the playlist even more easy because apart from the series quote unquote playlist, there's now a year 1 to 2 playlist, a year 3 playlist, and now year 4, which we're currently in. We're in the 4th year of practice playlist, right? If you click on year 1 to 2, you'll see I started in the exact same place that you did, which is shitty lines, shitty boxes for hundreds of hours, all right? And now I'm here. And this will be nothing, right? This is gonna be another few hundred hours of really trying to get this. And then this will also be something I've internalized. And then I'll move on to the next extremely difficult layer on top of this. On top of this, voice crack, right? On top of this. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you put a lot of fucking effort in. And now rest your brain. Rest your fucking brain. Body doubling, right? You body doubled, now rest your fucking brain. Okay, for 10 minutes? What the fuck? Minutes minimum, 10 to 15 minutes minimum. Do not stimulate yourself. Do not look at anything technology related. Don't read it. Don't do anything that exerts energy. Sit the fuck down or lie the fuck down. Close your eyes. right? And just let your thoughts roam. And then your brain will consolidate everything into consolidate a lot of this information into long-term memory. Okay? Now with that being said, because that's exactly what I do every single time after I've done practice, right? For anything, not just this, but piano, coding, yeah, just piano, coding, and drawing. I don't do much. But as always, fuck you for watching. I'll keep drawing.